One of the most interesting things I'm seeing right now with self-improvement is that it's literally going into a death cycle, like almost like a rebirth. Because when you die, you rebirth, right? That's like the traditional way of looking at death, rebirth cycles. I'm seeing self-improvement do the exact same thing. I'm seeing a lot of the bigger self-improvement influencers, creators, like they're packing up, right? Their views are going down. Things aren't working out the way that it usually was. People aren't as gullible as they used to be, right? And not gullible in a negative way, but they like all of the content that's been created for self-improvement has already been out there. So what's happening is everybody's just regurgitating the same stuff over and over and over and over and over again. Cold showers, dopamine detox, this and that, no fap, all of these different things, right? Getting girls, all of these different things, right? But there's one thing that has not been really fleshed out, at least from pure self-improvement YouTubers, right? Typically when you see like business people, which they do it the best, like the business or B2B creators, like the people who are actually doing business in real life and are on YouTube providing content. You look at like an Alex Hormozy, even Iman Godzi, whether you like them or not, Cody Sanchez, all these people, Layla Hormozy, they're spinning up like self-improvement content, but it's like a step up, right? Where they're actually talking about business versus they're just talking about just self-improvement rituals and prescriptions that you can do as a man to then become the best version of yourself. I'll keep it real with y'all, right? I was doing the whole self-improvement thing and I still am, but at the same time, it's not my identity. It's not my way of life, right? It's not my like entire persona. Like for me, a big thing is like, how do you actually get what you want out of life? That's what shows the greatest sign of your intelligence. That's the greatest sign of your intelligence is if you can get everything that you want in life. And for most people, they don't just want to get in shape. They don't just want, yeah, women, of course, right? At least men, right? Men want women. They don't just want those things. There's one key element that a lot of people want that they still can't get, and that's money. Let's keep it real, right? Let's keep it completely real right now. We all want more money. We're not all satisfied with the money that we have. We know that there's more. We still have pressures. We have things that are going on. But what happens is these traditional self-improvement YouTubers, which are typically younger guys who don't have experience in business, who've never started a business outside of the YouTube coaching framework, right? They now come into this space and they're like, okay, people are getting tired of hearing the same thing. Brush your teeth twice a day. Brush your hair. Use some skincare products. Go do this, go do that, go do these rituals and prescriptions to be the best version of yourself. Eat clean food. We already know the basics. Do we need to be reminded sometimes? Yes. But the one thing that we are still, and I say we as in the self-improvement community, I feel like I've learned this just through my experiences, and that's what I'm going to start sharing with you guys as well. I'm actually thinking of making another channel just talking about that and interviewing people who've actually done the work in the business world to get to where they need to get to, so you can get some insights on what you can potentially do as well. Maybe. I'm thinking about that. But the truth is, you still have not figured out how to make money. You haven't. There is not one self-improvement YouTuber that at least I've seen that's given a very clear framework besides Dan Coe. Dan Coe is one of the few people that I've watched consistently that has actually taught a pretty good framework on how to start a one-person business, how to be a value creator. Very, very good, right? Very good on the social media content systems side of things, right? There's not many of those. A lot of self-improvement YouTubers, they just talk about the shallow stuff, the people that you like to watch. I'm not going to name names because I don't want to start any problems, but everybody's just talking about the same stuff that at the end of the day don't matter if your pockets are not full. If you are not making money, if you don't have a business, if you're not leveling up in your career, all of the other stuff mean nothing because you're not going to even have money to invest in yourself. So the first step or the second step after you've done the bare minimum of self-improvement, which I believe all men need to do, self-improvement is just the foundation. You level up into making more money, right? Because now you've primed yourself, you've changed your mindset, you have more discipline, you've primed yourself to now get into the business arena and start to compete. A lot of men, they don't want to compete, so they stay in the cope of just self-improving, right? I'm just self-improving. Oh, bro, I'm on my self-improvement arc. It's been year 3. Right? And it's like, bro, Why are you not in the capitalistic world? I know everyone hates on capitalism, but that's just the world that we live in. That's the game. Why are you not playing that game? Why are you not going out of your way to go play the game of capitalism after you've already primed your body, you've primed your mind, right? You've primed your spirit, you're ready to go. You have all the ammo that you need to now go attack business. But the problem is, one, you haven't had enough instruction around like actual business, right? Not just, hey, let me help you make 10. And again, I'm a victim of this, by the way. I'm not saying this like I've never done this. My personal branding offer, which now has transitioned into more of like a B2B, so business to business. I'm helping like entrepreneurs build their brands in a different way. Growing that's the main business, right? Content agency essentially is what it kind of is. But like, I used to do the same thing where it's like, oh, I'm going to help you with your personal brand so you can start to make 10K a month like me. And it's like, that's the thing. The personal brand made 10K a month because it was selling personal branding for a couple thousand, right? And it's like a weird inflection point where I started to realize, I'm like, that's what all these guys are doing. All these self-improvement gurus that are telling you, if you ever, again, any video, and I'm probably talking about myself too in the past, but I'm looking at every video that says, hey, let's start making your first 10K a month. Most of the time, like 90% of the time, I would say, it's basically people making their 10K a month or 20K or even sometimes 50, 60K a month, selling you the dream of making your first 10K a month. And they're just going to teach you to do the same thing they did. So you're selling to people other than you the same offer of helping other people make their first 2K a month, 3K a month, 4K a month. So it's like this kind of like pyramid that goes down and it keeps going and it keeps going. And everyone's just sitting there like, yo, where's the real business here? Like a lot of these guys, you really try to think about them and you're just like, what do they know about business actually? Okay, they may know some sales. They know how to emotionally manipulate you to be able to close a deal on that, right? They know how to tap into your emotions. They understand like a sales script. They might have hired some salespeople to help them. But like, I know guys who are genuinely doing like $100,000 deals, $1 million deals, tens of millions of dollars of deals. Completely different people. Completely different people, completely different mindset, completely different just frameworks in their head of how they do things, right? They're attacking weird markets that you wouldn't even think about. And it's like, why is that not being taught in the self-improvement community, right? And by the way, when I'm looking at self-improvement as a whole, if you look at it, like if you really take the time to like analyze it, there's buckets in there, right? Being a self-improvement creator right now means nothing, right? Because everything is self-improvement. Business is the ultimate form of self-improvement, in my opinion, because it's taking principles and theories and discipline and converting it into action, which is making more money, which is then improving the status of your life. It's improving the overall like well-being, your overall well-being. You feel a lot more comfortable. It's just, money is just a score, right? It's just a score of how good in life are you. I know a lot of people aren't going to like this, but it's true. Like the amount of money you have basically says how good you are at life. Like literally, whether it's gaming, like there's people who make money in bad ways, right? I don't promote that at all. But they're actually winning in some way, shape, or form. Because they're actually doing something, right? They're doing something that's working and that's giving them money. It's not ethical. I don't condone it. But they're winning in their own way. If you're broke, you're not winning. Your score is 0. Sometimes it may be negative, right? So you have to figure out, how do I transition? How do I go from, okay, I'm this self-improvement guy that's doing everything. I'm in the gym, I'm a gym rat, do all these things. And then how do you transition into the business world, learn a skill set, right? I'll make videos around this stuff. If you guys really want this stuff, like I will start just printing videos out around everything I know about business. talking to other people who know a lot about business. Probably is going to be on my other channel. I might talk about holistic business here. I was actually going to start documenting me building this business that I just mentioned before on here, but I'm realizing that it's going to take away from the focus of the overall channel, right? I don't want to be the next business influencer. I just want to be Martell. So I just want to be able to talk to you guys, give you guys actual game, go deeper than just basic stuff that I've been saying, right? I like the talking style content. I might have some action-packed things here and there, right? Some fitness stuff, some relationship stuff, some wealth stuff, right? But overall, I just want to be me. So that's what I'm going to do on this channel, period, point blank. But at the end of the day, you have to get past this like self-improvement foundation. That's it. It's just a foundation, right? Then you go into business. That's the next step. So business was what? No, self-improvement, I would say, is high school. Business is college, right? And then going into more investing is just the real world, right? It's just after college. It's post-college. Now you have your money working for you, right? But you have to start. Okay, boom. Self-improvement is good. Let's go into business. Boom. After business, cool. I've mastered that. I've now sold the business. This is what we're going to start talking about. Is not just making these BS coaching businesses that you cannot sell to an investor. You can't sell it to anybody. They're not sellable assets. They're all cash flow businesses, which are cool, but most of the people are using the cash flow that they make from those businesses to just spend on a lifestyle versus, can you start building software? Can you start creating a service that you can productize, that you can then sell at a multiple, right? That's the game that you really want to start playing. That's like the higher level game, is just like sellable assets, right? Equity, figuring out how you can actually create enterprise value. That's like the next level shit. But for the beginning people who are just getting into like business and all of that, start a service, start a coaching business if you have a skill set that you know, but realistically you want to start something more so like a freelancing business. So if you know copywriting, if you're good at sales, go literally provide that service to a business. They're going to pay you more than if you try to sell coaching to somebody who doesn't know much on social media, right? Provide that service and then start to hire people to do that service for you. Now you build an agency. So you go from freelancer to agency, and then from agency, you go into product, right? Or productized service. You turn that agency into like a productized service, which means you put systems in place. You take yourself out of the business. Boom, now you have a productized service. Then you create software around it. Now you literally have software that's doing all of the work. You basically systemize all that work. You put it into a software. You sell the software. You have that productized service agency, right? Now you have a full-blown business that you've taken yourself out of, and you can sell that business at any point in time because it doesn't need you to survive. That's the power of business, right? So that's just what I'm saying. That's a long rant of basically like, bro, you're good with self-improvement. And if you're not yet, I don't know what to tell you because this has been going on for years. There's content everywhere. If you still have not taken action, I'm sorry. You got some work, a lot of work to do. Maybe this isn't the video for you, but for a lot of the people, and I hope I have a lot of people who've already been through this self-improvement rabbit hole and are looking for a fresh perspective and are looking for another step up in life. The next step up is business. So that's what we want to start talking about. Business and life, right? Bringing all of that stuff together. Because without business, without making more money, you're going to be stuck in the same place and you're not actually going to improve. You've reached the threshold. It's time to break that threshold and get a little bit higher. All right? So I hope this video was eye-opening for you. Self-improvement is coming to a change. It's probably going to be rebranded as something else, I'm sure. For me, I'm going in the direction of teaching you more business concepts. Going into just ideas that you can try, talking about how to leverage certain things to be able, like AIs, different things. I know AI is getting thrown around like crazy. I have an opinion on that, but the reality is there's so much more to life than just self-improvement, all right? It's all about building businesses. It's all about building relationships. It's all about building yourself. All three of those, not just self-improvement. All right. And all of those are a form of self-improvement. That's the interesting part about it. But you need to be able to step up, graduate, start making money, get in the big leagues. All right. So I appreciate you. Share this with a friend who's obsessed with self-improvement. but has not made a dollar out of it at all. And I'll catch you on the next video.